Since the filming of the last episode, Linnets TV and the Linnets family was saddened by the loss of one of our massive fans, Lee Chesterton.
Ches was a very popular member of the LSU, and everyone at the club is absolutely devastated at his loss. He will be very sadly missed.
Our thoughts from Linnets TV goes out to his friends and family. Hello and welcome to another episode of In a Town Where I Was Born with me, Sam Phillips.
And me, Dave Jones.
Coming up on this episode, we've got all the rundown of September's fixtures, including an absolute humdinger at Clitheroe. We've also got some information on our travel club's up-and-coming trip to Marsk.
And we will also have a special little guest for you. We'll need your help later on, but we'll get to that later in the episode.
So Dave, September, another consistent month on picking up points for the Linnets, starting here on the 7th against Workington. A really good game, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a good game. They were a really good team, Workington as well. Strong team, but a good footballing side as well. I feel like I say this all the time, but an unknown quantity. A team we've not played before, a team that wasn't in our division last season. And they were top of the league at the time, so it wasn't going to be an easy game, but I think we played well.
Yeah, and as we say, 1-1, Conor McCarthy on the score sheet yet again, with an incredible goal from all accounts.
Yeah, I mean, I was right behind that, obviously, in the LSU stand. And to be perfectly honest, when he hit it, my first thought was, why is he doing that? Why is he hitting that from there? But it was just an absolute peach, straight over the keeper's head. I don't know whether it was poor positioning from him or not, but he had no chance of it, and it was an absolutely brilliant goal.
Yeah, and then we tried to take that form into 3 days later, again here at the Millbank against Droylsden, but just seemed to peter out in places where we didn't need it to.
Yeah, I mean, we know, me and you have discussed many times, Droylsden. So I think the best thing we can say about that is that we didn't concede 4. Exactly, and coming out of that game just with a 1-0 defeat. I know it's still a defeat, but it's not 4, which we seem to concede against them quite a lot. I mean, it wasn't a great performance, to be honest. We didn't play well, but we always lose to them, don't we? So let's just strike that one off and move on.
Yeah, and then a few days later, as we mentioned in the intro, that absolute humdinger at Clitheroe, which I think if there was an award for the maddest game of the season, I think it would already be won.
And to be honest, I don't think anyone saw it coming, because we were really poor. We were really very poor. We managed to go ahead, but again, I think it was poor defending from. I think we conceded from corners again, and then we're 3-1 down at half time. And then we came out second half. We were playing better. We were more organised, but they just sat on their lead. They were 3-1 up. They didn't come out to play. They didn't give us any space, and then the game turned really in the 80th minute from just a moment of madness from one of their players, who I think he elbowed one of our defenders and got himself sent off, because literally the game was just petering out and nothing was happening, and then he just did that. Yeah,
obviously with 10 minutes to go at 3-1 up, I'm sure their manager was pulling his hair out with that decision for I believe it was Owen Watkinson was the one who got sent off, and then from there the game just sort of flipped on its head. Ryan Wade pulled us back into 3-2, and then 90th minute you think, oh well, probably the end of the game, and then bang, penalty from nowhere really.
Yeah. And fair play to Kurt Sherlock as well for stepping up in the 90th minute to score an equaliser away from home. He did that. It took some composure to put that away, and he put it away nicely. And then at that point you think, we've got back to 3-3. We've got a few minutes stoppage time here because of all the stoppages. They're down to 10 men. You think, yeah, let's go for the winner. And almost immediately,
yeah, it was straight from kick-off.
They went down the other end. Somehow managed to have a player unmarked when they were down to 10 men. Don't know how. And then it was 4-3, and we could hear Ello from the sidelines. I couldn't possibly repeat what he was saying, but let's just say we could hear him in his distinctive voice. And then we go and get another penalty.
Yeah, and then you think when Kurt pops the first one in at 3-3, you think, oh well, you'll take a point after being 3-1 down, and then they pull one straight from the kick-off to go 4-3, and you think, they've got 10, you've just come me back in, and then bang, 95th minute, another one straight out of nowhere, another pen.
And again, he took it really well. Took it really, really well. And I think from memory, he put it in the same corner as well, which is obviously always a risk. Goalkeepers probably think it's mind games at that point, isn't it? The goalkeeper's thinking, is he going to go the same way? Is he going to go the other way? But he put it away, and that's all that matters. Really.
Yeah, and to come away with a point after being, as I say, 3-1 down at half time, then the game just flip-flopping both ways. To come away with a point, I know I wasn't very happy in the post-match interview. But
in my post-match interview with him, he wasn't very happy. He wasn't very happy with the performance as a whole, and I don't even think he could take any solace from the fact that we've got a point from 2 losing positions.
And then Tuesday night, away at Tadcaster. Now I know this is a tough one for the travel club. 180-mile round trip on a Tuesday night is never a great one.
No, I think we had to leave at like 4 o'clock. So you're waiting for fans, you're waiting for players, but we got them there on time, as is what we agreed to do. But it's not going to be easy, is it? It's a long way to go on a Tuesday night. These lads are part-time footballers. They've got jobs. They were probably at their job until a certain time, same as I was. All I've got to do is stand there and watch a game, whereas they've got to come out and play football. So it's an 180-mile round trip. So maybe we could forgive an off performance. Not much happened, to be perfectly honest. It wasn't a great game. They scored just before half time, and then the game fun enough, the game played out the same way as Clitheroe. Not much was happening, but unfortunately in this instance no one got themselves sent off.
Yeah, we didn't get the ending we wanted.
So it just petered out and we lost 1-0.
Yeah, and then to finish September, FA Trophy back at the Millbank. I know I've spoken to a lot of the slightly older fans and yourself. We've mentioned it before of the runs we've had in the FA Trophy before and the big games we've played, and to get a team like Marine, who were another local side, another side that's slightly bigger than us.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's like maybe in the FA Vars we'd have more of a chance to get further, if not get all the way. But this is Runcorn, and we have a strong tradition in the FA Trophy. I myself have been to watch Runcorn at Wembley twice in the FA Trophy final. Never seen them win, unfortunately, as no one from Runcorn has, but we were there. So yeah, to be in the trophy again was brilliant, and it was a great performance as well. Yeah,
and a 1-0 win here against a very good Marine side, with Conor McCarthy once again adding to his tally for this year.
Yeah, I mean, considering obviously last season they were Premier Division team, and I think they're doing pretty well again this season. So to get a win against them was really good. And I think if anyone watched the post-match interview with Ello, I think anyone could see how delighted he was with that result, same as we all were.
Yeah, no, as we said, so consistent results really for the Linnets throughout the month. You look back to August, played 4, won 1, drew 2 and lost 1, and then September, all right, we've had another game in there, but won 1, drew 2, lost 2. It seems to be going in a bit of a format at the minute. We seem to be picking up 1 win and a couple of draws every month.
Yeah, I think we need to start turning we seem to get a lot of these draws away from home. I think we need to start turning those into wins, and I think that's, I mean, as you can see, the only game we've won there was Kendal at home. Great win, but that's the only league win we've got there. So I think we need to start turning those draws into wins, because as you said there, we had 2 draws. If you can turn those into wins, it's an extra 4 points there, isn't it? And that would be huge for our tally.
Yeah, especially in the position we're sitting at the moment. We're not where we want to be, but we have made an improvement into where we were. Yeah,
I think we're just in danger of the season drifting at this point. If we don't start getting better results, we don't start turning these draws into wins, we could be at a point where, worst case scenario, we get dragged into a relegation battle, or we could just end up mid-table and not ever to get into a position where we can start pushing for the playoffs.
So as we mentioned in the last episode, we have a very successful travel club run by our supporters group. Now Dave being one of the spearheads of this travel club. So Dave, so far we had a nice little trip in the week, a couple of weeks ago for one of the away games. If you want to...
Yeah, I'm not sure a nice little trip would be the way I describe it. Yorkshire on a Tuesday night. I've actually been sort of running them and in charge on the actual trip. You know, it's just very difficult, these trips on a Tuesday night to Yorkshire, everyone having to get out of work, so we weren't able to fill it, but that was kind of the thing we were expecting anyway. It's not something that, you know, it is a massive problem. The supporters group are funding it, so it's not really a problem in terms of money. We've got the money, so that's why we decided to do it. We had the trip to Tadcaster, and you know what, it was very successful. We got the players there on time, Ella was happy, result wasn't great, but we got the players back as well, and the fans as well, which was even better.
And anything coming up that we need to tell the fans about?
Yeah, coming up, we've got Mask on the 2nd of November, so we'll probably sell that about 2 weeks before the game. That's priced at £20 for adults and £15 for concessions. Concessions is under 16 and anyone 65 and over. And we'll be leaving the Millbank Limited Stadium at 9:30 and heading all the way to Marsk in the northeast. So we'd be absolutely delighted if you could join us.
You okay there?
No, okay.
Yeah, you're all right.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Millbank Limited Stadium of Runcorn and Football Club. And today we welcome our friends, our visitors from Workington, here to the Millbank for our North Premier League, North West Division League match. Everyone say hello to our mascots today from the Junior Limits, and of course our club mascot Runcorn, looking splendid in his new outfit. It's a pleasure and an honour today to say that our match sponsor is Mr. Paul Curran, wonderful Linnets fan, and he's sponsored the match today in memory of Mandy. Hope Paul has a great day, and we think about Mandy throughout the match, and he witnesses a great time. It'd be my pleasure to give you today's teams. I'll start with our friends, our visitors from Workington. Number 1 is James Atkinson. 2, Jay Kelly. 3, Gary Roundtree. Number 4 is Daniel Wordsworth. 5, Sam Smith. 6, Randy Carroll. 7, David Siddington. 8, Kieran Cafford. 9, Robert Coleman. 10, Scott Allison. And 11 is Workington skipper Connor Tinian. Substitutes for our visitors today. Number 12 is Nathan Waterston. 14, Ronnie Heston. 15, Bradley Hall. 16, Matthew Clark. And 17, Alexander Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please get behind your Runcorn Linnets. Number 1, Bailey Patton. 2, Zach Amy. 3, Victor Wiley. 4, Nick Ryan. 5, Ali Brown. Number 6 is Harry Cadnoran. 7, Ryan Gibson. Number 8 is Lynette Skipper Carl Hamid. Number 9, Jamie Rainbird. Number 10, Ryan Wade. 11, Arthur Darby. Substitutes today for our Runcorn. Number 12 is Warren Bellew. 14, Ronnie McCarthy. 15, Louis Coyne. 16, Ian Sherlock. And 18, Declan McGee. Our referee today is Mr. Raper and his assistant, Mr. Nathan and Mr. Goldman.
Good afternoon, thanks for joining us here at Linz TV. I'm here with Runcorn Linz manager Michael Allison after a cracking 1-1 draw with Workington. Michael, thanks for joining us. How's your thoughts?
I think it was you'd have to say it's a positive point. Look, they're a very good side. They've got some real good technicians in the side, movement in midfield, and the front three are really, really good. And at times they passed it really well. But I thought the first half, I thought we contained them. I dare to say we had the better chances. Connor scored a worldie, and I think we've had 2 more chances, which none of the day we take, and we could go in, if I'm being greedy, 2 or 3 up. But I'm disappointed now, I'm sure you know that, another set piece. But all in all, I think a point to fair result. We rolled our luck a little bit in the second half. I think you have to do that against good sides. And I'm pleased.
Yeah, definitely. Just a couple of knocks today. Ali Brown going off and Jamie Rainford. Any update on those two?
Ali's a groin, he done it in the first half. He didn't quite look himself. He wasn't getting us forward as often as what we like, so he tried to stick it out and unfortunately wasn't able to carry on. So groin strain. Jamie's a calf. Don't know how bad it is. I hope it's not a tear. It might just be a little nick, but it is a pull, so we'll just have to see how he is tomorrow, Monday, and go from there.
Yeah, we were looking a little bit thin on the ground at the start with a couple of noticeable absences, especially Paul Shanley. Anything on him?
It's not great, to be honest with you. Back problem. I think he done it against Dunstan in the first half last Saturday, and it's sort of stuck with him all week. He's not in great shape. He's not trained all week, so again, it's another one where we just have to play it by ear and see how long it's going to be. Hopefully it won't be too long, but yeah, he's going to be out for a few weeks, I think.
And finally, just listening to a couple of the fans talking about Bailey's performance today. I think it was an incredibly commanding performance from such a young lad. He's been a cracking acquisition to the team so far.
He's been outstanding. I think today his quality commanded his box. I asked him to speak, he's certainly done that. He had me out of my mouth a few times, but listen, he's come on leaps and bounds. He's getting better every game, and I can't say enough good things about the lad. He's been a pleasure to work with.
Perfect. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck for Tuesday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah.
To the Phillips Stadium, the home of Runcorn Linz Football Club. Tonight we welcome to the stadium our friends, our visitors from Royston for tonight's Northern Premier League North West Division League fixture. My pleasure to run through tonight's team. So I'll start with our visitors, our friends from Royston. Put my glasses on.
Martin.
Number 1, Chris Thompson. Number 2 is Shaquille Antoine Clark. Number 3, Diego Latti. Number 4 is Phil Clark. 5, Steve Housen. 6, Anthony Lansford. 7, Michael Brewster. Number 8 is the Royston skipper, Domain Bruce. 9, Reece Cooney. 10, James Frost. And 11, Danny Wilkins. Substitutes for Royals and number 12, Aaron Burns. 14, George West. 15, Colin Murray. 16, Andreas Bianca. And 17 is Steve Rigby. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for your Runcorn Linz. Number 1, and player of the month, Bailey Parsons. Number 2, Zach Haley. Number 3, Lewis Coyne. Ryan. Number 5, Peter Wiley. Number 6, Ronnie McCarthy. Number 7, Kurt Sherlock. Number 8, the Lily skipper, Snipper Kyle Halley. Number 9, John McCarthy. Number 10, Ryan Wade. And number 11, Ryan Gibson. Subs today for the Linux, number 12, Declan McGibbon. 14, Paul Shanley. 15, Warren Bellew. 16, Tom Owens. And 17, Luke Corrigan. Your referee today, Mr. Croft. Assistants, Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Kearney. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the game. Be safe, look after yourselves, those around you, and have a great night. The attendance at the moment of this stage is 343. 343 tonight's attendance. Thank you for your magnificence to the board.
I've got a clue.
Hello there, Sam from Linux TV here with Runcorn Linux manager Michael Ellison. Michael, tough one to take tonight after creating ample chances in the first half especially. What's your thoughts?
I wouldn't say ample, I think I'd say many chances. How we haven't gone in far enough is beyond me. Like I said, we created a lot of chances, didn't take them. I don't remember them having a shot in the first half. But you create chances like that, you've got to finish them, you've got to put teams to bed, because if you don't, that's what will happen in the second half and you can lose games.
Yeah, good to see Paul Shanley back on the pitch for the last 20 minutes there. How's his back?
Okay, I don't think he's 100%. Put him on the bench, I just thought, look, we'll take a chance with him, and he done okay when he come on, but he's still not 100%.
Yeah, and Jamie Rainford possibly in the squad tonight, but looked like he pulled out right at the end.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too soon. We thought it would be, he gave us a good try, but unfortunately just a couple of days too soon.
Yeah, and I know we keep going on about him, but Bailey Passant again, another superb performance from him, especially with a great save to keep us in the game, and it 0-0.
Yeah, he's made a good save, but unfortunately it was his fault for the goal. So obviously he's got all the plaudits the last month or so, or since he's come, he's been fantastic. He's made a mistake today. You know, he's a young lad, he'll make mistakes. But you know, we've got to take it off with the smooth, and unfortunately he's made a mistake for their goal. Yeah, no, Saturday away at Clitheroe. We've been there before. We know what they're all about. We look forward to that one. Yeah, look, you know, you just want the next game after a result like that and a performance like that. You just want the next game to come as quick as we can. Like I said, I think that's the best 45 minutes we've played for a very, very long time. I don't think I can ask for any more except to put the ball in the back of the net. But we've just got to dust ourselves off. There's no point feeling sorry for ourselves. Go to Clitheroe and put a performance in, and hopefully things will start to change for us. Yeah, hopefully. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, Michael. No worries. Cheers.
Everybody coming past. I got 14.51.
Yeah, but yes, sorry, yeah.
That's what happens, bro. Yeah, Lanny, you didn't put your flag up then.
Get your hand down, team! Score, please!
Against this shit.
Get in! Go on, Yellows!
Just said go.
Go on, Blues! Oh, shit, Clever! Keep going! Oh, Connor, keep going! Go on, Blues!
Hey, Keith. Nice kid. Well, he's showing us something like that.
Number 6 is black.
You can say oh, he's bossing it to tie.
You don't?
Offside!
Can't say against this shit.
Get in! Go on, Yellows!
Just said go.
Score is it?
Go on, Blues! Oh, shit, Clever! Oh, keep going! Oh, Connor, keep going! Skin him! Give me it! Not here. Oh, Connor! Keep it!
Please!
It'll be alright.
Leave that to say
I know,
that's
but...
it. Keeper.
Get it out! Get it out! Oh, fucking penalty!
What's happened to you? You don't play that ball, do you?
A dodgy game, this.
Hi everyone, this is Dave from Linux TV and joining me is Runcorn Linux manager Michael Ellison. We've just seen an exciting 4-4 draw there. Hello, what are your thoughts?
I think it's great to see. You can't concede 4 goals and expect to win a football match. We've created again chances. I think the first half defensively we were shocking. I spoke to them before the game today and said on Tuesday I thought it's the best performance without actually finishing drills and off. We couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, but performance-wise, I thought it was there. I have to say, the flip side, the first half, defensively, today's the worst I've seen. It was as bad as it gets, and all I can do to the fans who travelled up here is apologise to them, because I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want to watch that myself.
You mentioned the defending there. Can you put your finger on what exactly is going wrong?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think a couple of them are up to it, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think of them, maybe they've had opportunities, and you know, it's just there's one or two. I mean, Dex come on the second half and had a fantastic second half, won every header, and he's made a mistake for their goal. So it's not just one, I can't single one person out, it's simple, basic errors, and the costing us, and the penny's got to drop sooner or later, otherwise, as I say, we're going to find ourselves where we are now, which is in the lower part of the table.
Over in the end, we got a draw. Do you feel, considering the circumstances, it's a good point, or are you disappointed?
No, I'm disappointed. Like I said to you before, I've said to them in the changing room, we've scored 4 goals away from home. Even in the second half, the chances we missed, I mean, you watched the game, we missed 3 clear-cut chances again. But again, you're giving teams 3-goal head starts. You can't do it. And then we go up the other end, get it to 3-all when there's 7 minutes left, and they go straight down the other end and score again. And I said to them in there before, teams aren't having to work hard to score goals. It's errors, it's mistakes. And unfortunately, as a manager, I can't work on it. I can't do a coaching session on individual errors. You just can't do it. So something's got to change, whether it's personnel or whether it's, I don't know, something has to change. And as I say, we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll sit down as a management team later. We'll go through things and we'll deal with it.
Okay, cheers, Hello.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Millbank Linnet Stadium home of Runcorn Linnet Football Club. And today it's a Northern Premier League North West Division tie. We welcome our friends, our visitors from Kendal Town. We're proud and honoured that today's match is sponsored by Tony Jones in memory of Thomas Jones. Tony, a fabulous volunteer and a great Linnet fan. Hope you enjoy the day, Tony, and we get the right result. Very big hello to today's mascot, Junior Linnets, and of course our club mascot, Runcorn. Hope Junior Linnets have a great day and enjoy the match. Soon getting organised off the players. It's a great night to have a great time to all Junior Linnets and their parents and families. It'll be my honour to give you today's team, and we'll start with our friends, our visitors from Kendal Town. Number 1, Morgan Bacon. Number 2, Daniel Ashton. Number 3, Thomas Fagan. Number 4, Louis Wainwright. Number 5, Samuel Graham. 6, Stenu Mapper. Number 7 is the Kendal skipper, it's Patrick Allington. 8, Christian Sloan. 9, Emil Yaskalainen. Yes, it is. Number 10, Nathan Cloudesdale. And 11, Joseph Dixon. Substitutes today for the McCakes. Number 12, Michael Hodgson. 14, Brett Fitzsimmons. And 15, Alex Bateson. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for your Runcorn Linnets. Number 1, Bailey Patton. 2, Luke Corrigan. 3, Peter Wiley. Number 4, Declan McGibbon. 5, Alan Brown. Number 6, Tom Owens. Number 7, Jordan Wynn. Number 8, Ed Sherlock. Number 9, Conor McCarthy. Number 10, Ryan Wade. And 11, your Linnet skipper, Paul Shanley. Substay for your Linnets, 12, Jamie Rainford. 14, Zach Haley. 15, Ryan Gibson. Number 16, welcome back, Jimmy Moore. And number 17, Kyle Hammett. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your match officials today are representing.
Could have just actually stepped that way, I can't see the goal. getting that stuff, you guys.
Come on! Come on!
Goal scorer for the Runcorn is number 9, Colin McCarthy.
Keep going.
Good afternoon, Sam Phillips here from Learners TV with Learners manager Michael Allison. Michael, finally 3 points. It was a really good performance today with some great goals there. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought we were well worth the win. I think it's about time. First clean sheet of the season, which obviously I'm delighted about. I thought we defended well. They made it difficult for us in the first half. I thought we could have been a little bit better with our final ball, and in the second half we relaxed a little bit more. I think once we got the first, I think we knew there was going to be more, so yeah, delighted. And in the end, could have been 6 or 7, so yeah, I'm delighted.
Yeah, and as you say, the clean sheet was a massive thing, and you've mentioned previous that the defensive frailties, but Jack and Peter today looked brilliant together.
Yeah, they done really well. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think Bailey's had one shot to save in the first half. Apart from that, he's had nothing else to do. And like I said to the lads in there before, we've played better than that this season and lost. We played better than that and drew. So I don't think we're still at our best, but I mean, we've won comfortably. And as I say, I'm delighted. I think it was all about getting the 3 points today, especially at home. But the clean sheet is something we can really build on.
Yeah, and a fantastic performance, especially from the front too. When they hit the chains, Connor and Jamie both getting on the score sheet. Jamie looked sharp when he came on, and Connor obviously sharp as ever.
He did, yeah. Connor could have had a couple more. Jamie's come on and looked a threat straight away. He took his goal really well. Was unlucky with 1 or 2 others. But look, the story of the season is going forward. I think we look great. I think we're a match for anyone in the league. We've had to have defensive frailties, and that's just not a back four issue. I think that's as a team. We start from the front, and we're working on it. We'll get better, and hopefully we can build on this and go to Tuesday a bit more positive, and hopefully get a good result then.
Yeah, and just the last thing, Jimmy Moore coming back in. I know the fans were elated in the week for him coming back in. What you thought of bringing him back in?
Look, obviously when the opportunity came, it was a no-brainer for me. He's a great lad, great player. We know what he'll bring to the side. He's been out for a while. He's not had much football, so I think it's a case of managing him, trying to get him up to speed, up to fitness. And once we do that, we'll have a great player in our hands.
Yeah, perfect. Well, good luck for Tuesday night, Tadcaster away, and thank you very much
Cheers,
for joining us. Cheers,
Mike.
Thank you.
See ya.
Hi everyone, this is Dave from Linnets TV, and joining me is Runcorn Linnets manager Michael Ellison. A long midweek journey to Tadcaster and a narrow defeat. What are your thoughts?
A bit of frustration. Because there wasn't much in the game. I thought we deserved something out of it, if I'm being honest with you. Disappointing thing is we've come, it's a lovely setup, really good pitch. Thought it would suit us, and our ball retention was poor today. I don't think they created too much, but you know, they're a good side. The two wingers are really quick, really tricky. They're physical, but they put us under a little bit of pressure, but you'd expect that coming away to places like this. We dealt with it really well, and then, I mean, the goal, I can't even explain it to you. It's pathetic, if I'm being honest with you. With an individual error, they've scored just before half-time, and then obviously the team took a half-time. It's a different one, and yeah, we come out the second half, we huffed and puffed, we didn't really create too much, and I thought they managed the game pretty well in the second half and seen it out.
You mentioned conceding just before half-time. Did that dramatically change your team talk for half-time?
Yeah, because they were letting us have the ball. You know, we had plenty of possession, they weren't putting us under pressure, and they were looking to hit us on the counter, so you know, as soon as they went 1-0 up, they didn't have to come out. There wasn't much space, and yeah, it dramatically changed it. I mean, you know, you just see the half out, you're going at 0-0 against a tough side away from home. You know, we've got to have a bit more about us, and you know, Muckles held his hand up for the mistake, but you know, I think one of the centre halves has got to come and boot him out the way, if I'm being honest. But you know, it is what it is. It's what's happening at the minute. We've had a fantastic chance in the second half at Shenley. I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to put it away, and then when you miss that, you sort of think, is there going to be many more chances? And ultimately, they weren't.
Right, thanks for joining us, hello.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
I'm looking at you.
Just why I thought would be alright, sir.
But still, you let him watch the match. Oh God!
What? Yeah. Can't see his number.
Goal scorer for the Runcorn Linnets, number 9, Conor McCarthy.
Hi, this is Dave from Linnets TV with Runcorn Linnets manager Michael Ellison. Hello, after a tough defeat in midweek, it was good to get back to winning ways and into the next round of the trophy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought really pleased obviously to be in the next round. I don't think 1-0 tells the full story of the game. I thought the first half, I thought we were excellent. I thought we created numerous chances and should have went in 2 or 3 up, I think. But there's always a chance if you don't take those chances, you always leave yourself up to a bit of pressure. I think the second half we didn't keep the ball as well as what we should have and invited pressure on, but even then we've had really good chances to kill the game off. But delighted with the clean sheet. I think the defensive performance from the team has been much better the last 3 games, and like I say, I thought we were unlucky on Tuesday. Got a little bit of luck at the end, but I thought we earned that on the day, and I thought we deserved to go through.
Yeah, and Connor and Jamie Rainford there playing together again. Do you feel they're forming a good partnership?
Yeah, look, you played them up front together. I think the plan was to win the ball back high up the pitch. I thought we'd done that, and when we do that, you've got them 2 in front of you. You're always going to get opportunities. I think we could have took both of them, could have had a couple more in the first half, and being honest with you, final decision, final pass. But yeah, the 2 of them work really well together.
Obviously, we've got through to the next round of the trophy. How far do you think we can get in this competition?
Look, I don't think you can start. You know, you just take the next game, whoever it may be, and you try and win that one. I think if you start looking too far ahead, then you give yourself problems. So yeah, whoever we get or whoever we've got, we'll go and we'll try and win that one. It's simple as that.
Finally, a word for your captain there, Mucker. I think he's had a really great game there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done well. Again, he done well on Tuesday night, I think. He's just getting back to fitness. You know, he's tired near the end there, but that's expected. He's been out for a long time. The type of player he is, he's all action, he's all over the pitch. But yeah, I thought he had a decent game, and you know, he'll rest up now. Hopefully recover and another tough one Tuesday away.
Okay, cheers, Al.
Cheers.
Now, you may have seen our special guest in the last episode, and he has been on a couple of our away trips as well.
Yeah, he joined us on our coach journey to Tadcaster. He had his own seat. We strapped him in there, made sure he was safe, and he was a very welcome guest. Everyone loved him, but unfortunately, we don't have a name for him yet. And we can't keep referring to him as the bear with no name, although to be fair, I'm the only one that refers to them in that way, but I quite like it. But we've decided that we need a name for him. So that's where you guys come in.
So we're going to put it out to you guys watching at home. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be throwing it out onto our Twitter, and when we come into our next episode in October, we'll be throwing the names out, and we'll put all the names in a hat. We'll pull one out and we'll see what the name of our bear is going to be. So when you see it, pop onto Twitter, have a little look underneath, pop some names in, and we'll pick one for next month.
Yeah, we'll do it at random. We won't pick our favourites or anything like that. We will do it completely at random, and you get to decide.
So this is your chance to get involved in the show. So head on over to Twitter, Linux TV, pop your comment underneath and tell us what we should name our special guest. Thanks a lot for joining us on another episode of In a Town Where I Was Born. From me, Sam Phillips.
And me, Dave Jones.
And hopefully our newly named bear coming up in the next episode.
And we'd really like you guys to be involved in this show. So if there's anybody out there that would like to come on and be interviewed by me and this fella here, then please let us know. And we'd love to have you on the show.
Guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in October.
See you guys.